According to a new CNN poll, most Americans want the anonymous writer of the New York Times op-ed criticizing President Trump to identify themselves. Said the anonymous source, "I can't, I'm his wife."
At one store in Washington, people were lined up to buy the book at midnight. It was awkward when Trump drove by, looked out the window, was like, "Melania?"
Similar titles. The first book was Fire and Fury by Michael Wolff, and then came Unhinged by Omarosa. This one is called Fear by Bob Woodward, and this is only the beginning. At this point, there are more books about Trump than there are about hobbits. Some of the new ones on the way, coming next month, Nut Job, Insane Clown POTUS, and all the president's mental problems.
According to journalist Bob Woodward's new book, Senator Lindsey Graham once urged President Trump to encourage the Chinese government to assassinate North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and replace him with someone they control. Said Trump, "You mean Kung Fu Panda?"
And in the book, Woodward says Trump's plan to eliminate the federal debt was to just print more money. Before his staff could stop him, Trump ran to Kinko's with a $100 bill and said, "Make me 1,000,000,000 copies."
Evacuating more than 1 million people. That is insane. It was going to be 2 million people, but when some people heard that they'd have to relocate to Florida, they were just like, "Oh, we'll take our chances here. It's fine. We're not leaving."
Forecasters predict that Hurricane Florence, which is on track to hit the East Coast later this week, could be the most powerful storm to hit Washington in 3 decades. Well, the second most powerful.
And again, they haven't seen anything like what's coming at us in 25, 30 years, maybe ever. It's tremendously big and tremendously wet.
Don't worry, I'm building an ark, and Mexico's gonna pay for it.
It's tremendously big and tremendously wet, which also describes the bed he ordered in Moscow.
President Trump commented on Hurricane Florence today and said the storm is, quote, tremendously big and tremendously wet. Hey, man, you're the president. Why do you always describe things like you're blindfolded at a Halloween party?
I think that Puerto Rico was an incredible, unsung success.
Yes, that's right. An incredible unsung success. Or as the people of Puerto Rico called it, a complete and horrible nightmare that went on and on and on.
It was definitely unsung. Maybe because no one could plug in their mics because it took 11 months to restore power. So you know what? Let's sing it now. You totally sucked. Take your paper towels and cram them.